Welcome to our channel. We're so happy to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe and help us hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers. 1943. A quiet moment captured in a photo booth as a man poses with his loyal dog during the midst of World War II, a reminder that companionship often offers solace even in turbulent times. March 4th, 1979. NASCAR legend Richard Petty rushes to aid fellow driver Neil Bonnet after a terrifying crash at the Carolina $500. Circa 1920. A French naughty postcard that pushed the boundaries of the era's modesty, reflecting the playful rebellion of post-W France. 1949. An ad for a life-insured bra by Stardust reveals the bizarre blend of fashion, fear, and commerce in post-war America. 1963. A nurse holds a sick child during the smallpox epidemic. A haunting image of care and courage in the face of a devastating outbreak. 1925. Actress Colleen Moore and her brother Cleve share a moment of levity on the set of We Moderns, blending family joy with Hollywood glamour. April 4th, 1968. The immediate aftermath of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. A moment that fractured the American soul. 1948. Mr. Sig, a strange and smiling mascot, visits a hospital patient, part of a tobacco campaign that now seems surreal. Circa 1929, trailblazing actress Anna May Wong poised and elegant broke barriers as the first Chinese-American movie star in Hollywood. August 1945. After B-29 raids, Japan's Marifu rail yards lie in ruins, marking the last days of a devastating war. 1937. Charlie Johns, 22, reads the Bible to his 9-year-old bride, Eunice Winstead. Their controversial union shocked America, yet they went on to raise 9 children. 1942, Polish captives await execution in Thuringia, victims of Nazi vengeance following the death of a brutal SS officer. 1940s pinup icon Betty Grable radiates charm and confidence in one of the most iconic images of W2 morale. Pre-9/59, life in Havana before Castro captured in contrast and color reveals a city poised between opulence and revolution. 1991. A young Kuwaiti girl gently cradles her lamb during the Gulf War. A touching reminder of innocence amidst the chaos of conflict. 1942. Marilyn Ambrose, a Vogue model, poses in a stunning Kodachrome shot that preserves wartime elegance in vivid. 1950. Paris hosts a contest to find the prettiest legs, a whimsical distraction from post-war reconstruction in the City of Light. Ziegfeld's showgirl, Drusilla Strain, photographed in 1929, photo by Alfred Cheney Johnston. 1923. A youthful Adrian Ames signs a portrait in a posed studio shot marking the early days of her rise in silent films. New York Police Department's broadcasting station. It was used to send out criminal descriptions and casualty lists, as well as music and other entertainment. 1922. Vietnam War, British photojournalist Larry Burrows, whose haunting images humanized the conflict, lost his life alongside 58,000 U.S. troops. 1928. Beloved English star Gracie Fields, wearing her first Royal Variety performance dress. Early 1920s actress Bessie Love, dressed in overalls, breaks Hollywood norms with her tomboy style and spirited independence. High school graduation photo, Utah, 1928. Her name was Estella Lenora Berg. 1930s. Chango, son of Chinese President Chiang Kai-shek, in full Wehrmacht uniform, trained under Hitler's regime before we redrew allegiances. Myrna Loy was named after a train station. When her father was traveling by train in early 1905, he went through a small station called Myrna. He eventually named her after that station. Is this true? 1940s. Anwen, one of the original Scream Queens, embodies the golden era of Hollywood horror and glamour. Breakfast window display at the McCormick Seltzer department store in Redding, California, 1925. 1897. Daddy Longlegs, an electric-powered underwater railway, reflects the eccentric innovation of the Victorian age. 1928. A vibrant autochrome of a woman in California, her fashion and poise hinting at the dawn of modernity. 1930. Marianne Malloud. Donald Trump's mother arrives in New York from the windswept Isle of Lewis with just $50 in a dream. Silent film actress Doris Dawson in a photograph by Edwin Bauer Hesser, circa 1928. Unfortunately, she didn't transition well to sound movies because critics said she had a grating voice. 1941. Barbara Stanwyck, elegant and commanding, stands at the height of her career in classic Hollywood noir. 1928. Mary Astor in a publicity shot for the film Romance of the Underworld. 1990s, Kuytenhofer's photographs captured daily life in Gaza with stark realism and haunting contrast. 1921. German dancer-actress Grit Hegesse by Alexander Binder for the German magazine Die Dame, The Lady. Late 1920s, Copacabana Beach in Rio. A sun-soaked escape where Brazil's booming optimism played out in sand and surf. Aerial view of The Thief of Baghdad set at the Pickford Fairbanks Studios, 1924. 1943. In German-occupied Belarus, Nazi collaborators hail Hitler as a liberator, a chilling image of propaganda and betrayal. Josephine Dunn, Joan Crawford, and Anita Page in Our Modern Maidens, 1929. 1948, Elizabeth Taylor. On the set of Julia Misbehaves, radiant and youthful, just beginning her legendary career. Rudolph Valentino, circa 1926. Photo by Edward Steichen, the year of his death. 1972. A teenage Rowan Atkinson, years before Mr. Bean, studies electrical engineering at Newcastle University. April 1923. Lanvin at the races. The model wears an embroidered jacket with deep V-neck worn over a softly pleated shirt. A large hat and double row of beads over the blouse complete the look. Now We're in the Air, Paramount Pictures. Circa 1927, a silent comedy film, Louise Brooks, in a supporting role, plays twin sisters. 1941, Jean Tierney stars in Sundown. Her beauty and grace unforgettable against the backdrop of wartime drama. Marlene Dietrich, Anna May Wong, Leni Riefenstahl, photographed by Alfred Eisenstadt at the Berlin Ball, 1928. January 18th, 1939. Helen Hulick stands firm in court after being jailed for wearing trousers, an act of quiet resistance for women's rights. 1946, George Fant appears in Harold Handfasta, embodying post-war Scandinavian cinematic tradition. Adele and Fred Astaire arriving in New York on the SS Majestic after a stay in London, 1927. 1944. A lady from Chicago in a stylish two-piece poses on a rocky beach, captured in bright Kodak chrome splendor. 1960s, U.S. Ambassador Henry Cat Lodge displays a Soviet bugging device hidden inside the Great Seal, a Cold War spy thriller made real. Ivan Unger and Gladys Roy play tennis on the wing of a flying plane circa 1925. 1943. Lucille Ball exudes strength and humor during a decade when she would become an American comedy icon. 1910's former President Theodore Roosevelt and wife Edith share a rare candid moment, an image of dignity and rugged legacy. 1945. Marilyn Monroe, before superstardom, poses with fresh-faced innocence, a rising star not yet consumed by fame. 1928. Josephine Dunn and Nye Edwards perform in a now-lost silent film, their chemistry frozen in a mysterious fading frame. April 1st, 1984. Marvin Gaye Sr. is arrested after fatally shooting his son, a tragic end to one of soul music's most tortured stories. Circa early 1920s, a cheerful crowd of women enjoying the beach, their joy a testament to post-war liberation and early feminism. 1950s, Marilyn Monroe iconic and ethereal, captured in a rare candid moment away from the limelight. 1940s, Lupe Velez, the fiery Mexican actress famed for her wild beauty and tragic end poses with starlet flair. 1930, showgirl Kay Carroll promoting Earl Carroll's Follies. Photo by Arto de Mergian. August 1960, Balela and Strilka. The first dogs to survive space travel are cradled by Soviet scientist Oleg Gazenko. 1912. Ottoman soldiers gathered during the First Balkan War, a prelude to the empire's twilight in the chaos of World War I. Mary Nolan. Memoirs of a Nun. 1927. Romemses II's modern passport, issued by Egypt for international museum travel, bearing the ancient king's occupation, King Deceased. The 1940s, women surfers ride the waves defying gender roles and embracing athleticism long before it was mainstream. 1960s, Scandinavian Airlines' sleek and stylish flight attendant uniforms reflect mid-century modernism in the skies. Irene Sandler was a Polish social worker. During WW2, she saved the lives of 2,500 children by smuggling them out of the Warsaw Ghetto, despite being tortured by the infamous Gestapo and having both of her legs and feet broken with a sledgehammer. She refused to betray the children. 1941. Salvador Dali paints the face of war, a haunting vision of trauma shaped by the Spanish Civil War and global despair.